When it comes to saving animal species that are under threat from extinction, experts say that conservation efforts need to take animal culture into account. Many animals, like whales, for example, are known to be highly cultural, and that culture is vital to their survival. Philippa Brakes, a research fellow at Whale and Dolphin Conservation, is one of the authors of a recent paper on this issue. And she told Steve Crilly about social learning and culture in the animal kingdom.
Any animal can either have innate behaviour, which they just kind of automatically do because it's hardwired into their genes, or they can learn individually. But some behaviours are learned by watching others. So if another animal has used a tool for something and that tool is then left lying around, another animal in the same social group might come along and discover that tool and have a similar sort of thought process about what they might be able to do in terms of extracting food, for example. So social learning is a mechanism, if you like, and it results in what we call culture.
So how does animal culture work?
Culture for animal behaviour we define really as informational behaviour which is shared within a social group. It can be very long term, it can pass between generations, but it can also be really quite quick, like a fad type culture, almost like pop songs. And that's one of the ways in which we describe things like humpback whale songs. Humpbacks in a certain area might sing a song for a particular breeding season, and then through another breeding season they might be singing something different, but others may also have picked up that song and taken it off to other places. So there's lots of ways in which social learning, which provides this basis for the development of culture, can interact both with the animals and their environment. That's essentially how it works.
Add into this mix humans. We come along and we're avid hunters and destroyers of habitats and environments. What effect are we having on animal cultures?
With activities like hunting, for example, the objective usually is to remove individuals that might, in the case of whaling, for example, yield the most oil or provide the most meat, or usually largest individuals, which can quite often be older individuals. And what we do know is that in some species, the older individuals are what we call repositories of social knowledge, which is basically just a way of saying that they are older and wiser, and having, over their lifespans, they've accumulated knowledge about, for example, where there is good foraging habitat or where there is safe breeding grounds to have calves. And some of them are able to pass this information on to younger individuals. For example, in some species of whales, the youngsters follow their mothers to safe habitats. And so if you remove some of these individuals that are key holders of knowledge, you can have, in some cases more subtle, but in some more dramatic effect on populations than just simply reducing the absolute numbers. We might kind of, mark off on a spreadsheet and say, well, this population can sustain having, 100 individuals removed. But if you're removing 100 individuals that might be the keepers of some of the most important knowledge that has been passed down through generations, then you are creating a much greater pressure on those younger individuals as they come through if they aren't able to get the benefit of that knowledge.
That was Steve Crilly speaking with Philippa Brakes, a research fellow at Whale and Dolphin Conservation.